TV20, WXON Detroit.
third meeting of these two teams. They split an earlier pair, and they'll wind it up with the final game of the 4-game season series at Hartford in April. Well, you mentioned a moment ago that Mickey Redmond had a chance to talk with number 9 before this game started. So let's tune in on Gordie Howe and Mickey Redmond.
This gentleman needs no introduction. Number 9 with the Detroit Red Wings for 25 years, Gordie Howe. Gordie, it had to be a great thrill for you to get back, come into the WHA and get to play with the boys again. Do you ever think that you'd like to finish the career in the Red Wing jersey?
Well, I did in the old-timers, and when we were happy to get together there. But no, I've never given that a thought. At one time, yes, Mickey, I'll be honest with you, 3 years ago, we were very serious about it. We were up off the Long Lake looking for a home because I thought there's 2 ways I could become a resident of Michigan. That was if the boys play with Boston or if they're accepted here in Detroit. But we never got off. Somehow or another, there's a talk about draft choice and different things, and it never did materialize to even a conversation. It did very much so in Boston. We were talking almost 100% sure, but that fell through because there's one of the 3 important ingredients that goes into a contract that was agreed on, and then there was a change of mind. So we said, well, let's go to back somebody really serious that really want us, and that seemed to be Hartford. And I'll be honest with you, I'm very happy to be back. And tonight's going to be an exciting win because I've got an opportunity to play with the 2 youngsters who started about 10 years ago in the old Olympia when we were raising funds for the March of Dimes we got together.
Gordie, it brings me to my next question. Just what is it like? I know a lot of people, myself included, you always think about either working with your dad, in this case playing hockey. What is it like for you to have the 2 boys out there with you?
Well, I guess the only proper way I can answer that, Mick, is say it's the only reason I'm there. It's something that happened during that game with the March of Dimes. I just looked at both of them on center ice, and Marty happened to be carrying a fever, about 103 at that time, and I said, wouldn't this be great if it was for real? And that reality came about when the WJ offered us a contract to go into Houston, which we readily picked up. And I went along with the 2 boys, and hopefully that I could last maybe a year or so, but it's extended now into 7 years, and every year comes by, there's always something extra that lures you out, and it's probably one of the worst things that ever happened in hockey is right what you're carrying in your back there. I know I've seen a lot of guys who have been injured and have gotten out of the game, like Webster and yourself, and obviously the fun you had during the old-timer game, you must miss it, and I think that's what I want to get rid of in my mind. I want to know that I'm through, and I'm completely happy with doing other than the game of hockey itself, then it'd be easy to get out.
I know with my experience in the old-timer game, I know I just never seem to lose that old drive, and that you're like a little kid out there. I just feel like you want to get out and play again. But Gordie, with the young kids coming in, the size of them has changed tremendously over the years. And, you know, does it change the game much for you being out there? Do you notice a change in the game with the size of these kids and the way they can move?
Yeah, because I used to look down at one time. Now I'm looking up, and there is speed out there now where I guess there used to be, maybe I've slowed down considerably, but I set a goal this year. I want to go offside, and I don't know if that's going to happen. But yes, definitely. I know back quite a few years when young Jimmy Peters and Frank and Peter Mahovlich and a couple other boys, when you went through that little doorway in Boston, I know I could stand on the sill and walk through, and the others were ducking. And I said, my God! So I took a proper count. We had about 5 guys at that time were over 6 feet, which was unordinary at that time. But now I think Atlanta, I think their average height is, what, 6'2" or something. They are getting bigger, much, much bigger.
Gordie, 32 years in the National Hockey League. Any one thing, I know you've had so many thrills and given a lot of people so many thrills. Any one thing stick out in your mind as something you'll never forget?
Well, there's a ton of them. That last when we played the All-Star game here, I'll never forget that as long as I live. And thanks for the kindness of Scotty, I got that opportunity. But I think in the old Olympia, when they had that night and when they brought the car out, Mom and Dad were in it, that shook me up no end. And then the retirement was very, very interesting and very sincere at the time when Agnew came out in the ice. But I think one of the things going to stick out in my mind is, again, the chance to play with the 2 youngsters, and that came about several years ago when we were in Houston. We put the skates on for the first time in a professional game, and they spelled the name wrong, but I could care less. They had Go Right on my back, so they called me Go Right for about a year. But I think that will be a moment that will long live with me for a long time.
Gordy, last question. Of course, for 10 years, people have been talking about retirement. I know that's been dragging for about 10 years, and everybody keeps saying, now's the time, now's the time. What is the future for Gordie Howe?
Well, they always say quit while you're on the top. If I'd done that, I'd been out a long time ago. But I think the top is happiness, and I'm totally happy now. And it's a case where I'll sit down, as you know, this time of year is a bad time, Mick, to talk about it because you're tired and sometimes totally extended. But now I'll wait for a month or two after the season. I'll sit down and go talk it over with Colleen, and we'll agree on something. We always have. And then I'll talk to the management of the Hartford Club, and then from that point on, tell the family and then the press. So it's going to be put off for a little while yet because I really don't want to cut myself short, and yet I don't want to extend it too far either. And a lot of people think I have already, but if you can stretch out fun, that's the way you should go.
Well, I was going to say, why stop when you're having fun? And I know you're definitely doing that. Gordie, it's always been a thrill to talk to you, and of course, one of my big thrills was getting traded to Detroit and having the opportunity to play with you for a short half a season. But I know you've given a lot of people a lot of thrills, and for them, I'd like to say thank you, and hopefully we'll still see Gordie Howe around for a few more years.
Thanks, Mick. Take care of that back.
Thanks to Gordie Howe. Now let's go back upstairs to Larry Osterman.
Okay, Mickey, thank you very much. And let's go back to our TV 20 studios and look at a brief featurette on the Academy Award-nominated movie, The Champ.
A group of talented movie makers led by John Voight, Faye Dunaway, and newcomer Ricky Schroeder, under the direction of Franco Zeffirelli, have come to Florida to shoot a new motion picture called The Champ. Zeffirelli's talents are rooted in classical theater and opera. He is noted for turning Romeo and Juliet into a resounding movie hit, for directing films with a visually lush style and deep emotional perception. This film adds another dimension to his directing, taking us from the beauty and elegance of a world of high fashion to the earthy world of the racetrack and boxing arena. John Voight talks about Billy Flynn, the character he plays.
He's a former light heavyweight champion of the world, and he's had one too many fights. And got a little hurt the last time he fought, so he's got a little damage, and he has had the family problem. The racetrack has something to do with it. The boxing world has something to do with it. But it's mostly the struggle and the difficulty in keeping a family together.
What do you want to do? After 7 years, you want to come back. What do you want to do? Hold his hand?
Please. I'd just like to see him. I'd like to know what he's like. Is that...
You want to know what he's like? Take a look. He's the one in a million kid you dream about.
8-year-old Ricky Schroeder was chosen to play TJ after more than 2,000 children were interviewed by Zeffirelli for the part. Faye Dunaway talks about Ricky.
The difference in working between a child actor and an actor is, in a sense, you have more to work with. The important thing he brings to it is a spontaneity that is wonderful.
Personal friend or not, don't bet on that horse. Bet on mine. You make $1 million. Believe me.
Well, I need $1 million.
You got it. It's in the bag.
I'll bet her. But if she doesn't pay off, I'll come looking for you.
Oh. And if she does pay off, I'll come looking for you.
His wife left him, and he's been left with his child, so he's raised his kid, and he hasn't fought for 7 years. He's just been raising his child. And the story of the picture is that is why he has his problems and what he does about them and what kind of a father he is.
Come on, let's see what you made of, kid. Let's see what you made of, kid. Oh, he hit me hard. Don't let him do that. See, bing, bing, bing. You think I'm hurt, but I'm not hurt. I'm coming back. See, bing, bing. Oh, watch it. It's throwing you out. You know the rules are against you.
The main thing we wanted to resolve is the love between the two people. And what Billy Flynn felt for the wife that had been the love of his life, as it turns out.
We'll take you back. We'll give you a second chance.
And what she felt about a man who had, in a sense, been the love of hers. I can't. I have a husband, Billy. See, a wonderful relationship and a deep, deep love, which Annie, the wife, and mother ultimately sees between the two. And she probably saw to begin with because she left him with the child.
Boy, what's the matter? Don't you like it? I could take her back.
She's mine?
Yeah.
All mine?
Yeah, she's all yours.
John's character is enormously lovable. He's someone deeply tender and deeply caring, and at the same time who's caught himself up in this very violent kind of profession, which demands a kind of exhibition or performance of the fight, and he's also very skilled at it, which makes him the champion. And yet bewildered by a kind of brutal world that he's in, and he's won with his fists.
This film's been very hard for me physically. I had to learn an awful lot of things very quickly.
What I find really amazing about Franco is that he can find a moment in a scene, and that moment will illuminate the whole scene.
He's very bright, very full of humor, full of energy, and therefore his films have those qualities.
He thinks larger than life.
He wants the vitality of it.
He keeps working.
The visuals are clear enough. He trusts that the words are going to be appropriate.
To contrast with the stark realism of the boxing arena and racetrack life, the director chose the opulent Vizcaya Museum and Gardens as the setting for a fashion show. It is here that Billy Flynn finally confronts the new life that his ex-wife had made for herself. Faye Dunaway talks about the scene.
John bolts onto the scene in a world that he's very uncomfortable in, and sees the woman that he used to love and perhaps still does in her element and doing what she does best.
Hey, you know what? You look good up there. I didn't know what the hell you were talking about, but I think you got it over good, you know? Really? You're a big shot now, huh?
Double left.
John Voight is a dedicated actor, not only to his craft, but also to his audience. For the fight sequences, he went into intensive training so he could perform these scenes himself. In this one, a gambler has come to take away the horse Billy had given his son as payment for a gambling debt.
What's this for?
For carrying a horse.
What horse?
Come on, Billy. You know what horse.
Billy, hey.
It's only a horse, Boogie.
Franco Zeffirelli, John Voight, Faye Dunaway, Ricky Schroeder, and the film company are bringing to the screen a brutal and tender drama of love, family, and a comeback. It's called The Champ.
Hockey game. The Hartford Whalers leading the Detroit Red Wings after 20 minutes of action here at the Joe Louis Arena. We'll take a look at some of the highlights in the first period. Here's the only goal scored.
And here's a shot of Howe coming up the middle. Now watch the little fake to his backhand right there. You see right there he makes the fake and he gets everybody standing still more or less. Makes a super play to Douglas, and he just slides it through because Keon then was the decoy, and of course eventually became the most important guy in the play because nobody covered him. After Gordy made the backhand fake to him and then went to his forehand over to the left wing, they left Keon alone, and in most cases that's the guy you've really got to worry about, is the guy that doesn't have the puck. And of course Keon ended up with the puck and put it by Vachon under his right shoulder to give Hartford the 1-0 lead. Of course, as we saw in the replay, Howe and Douglas get the assists on the play, and that's Gordie Howe's 21st assist of the season.
Well, it could have been worse than 1-0 for the Red Wings. You take a look at Paul Woods wearing number 15 here. He just throws caution to the wind and saving one here.
Well, Hartford really should have been up 2-0 on this play here. We see them, they're all over Detroit. There was a nice pass made to Rogers here in front, and we'll see Woods coming right into the slot now. There he is right there, the puck going for the net, and Woody comes back, and boy, he just got the left glove on it. Just as it was going to go into the crease and into the net. And what a stop that was. And then we saw Hartford again come bring it in front of the net. There's a save by Jimmy Korn. The puck came flying right across the front. Really fortunate for the Wings that thing did not end up behind Vachon, because Rogie was caught down out of the play on the original pass over to Rogers. We're going to go down to the other end of the ice now. And here's a good shot by Dennis Polani. The rebound comes right out to John Hamel. And right there, Al Smith really makes a big stop. Right there. He stops it with the seat of his pants, actually, Larry. And, of course, John went flying into the net with Smitty. And that was a big save on his part to keep Detroit off the scoreboard in that first period.
One of the on-TV fans here bringing his own sign. Or did you make that sign before you came up?
No, I don't know how to draw that well, Larry.
There's a scoring summary. Keon with the assist to Douglas and Gordie Howe at 7:33, the only goal, and the shots on goal, Hartford 15 and the Red Wings 9 in the first 20 minutes. We have a score after one period of play. Pittsburgh leading Los Angeles 1-0. That's the other important game going on in the Norris Division this evening.
Well, you know, we certainly did not see a classic first period, Larry. It was kind of choppy hockey. I would say really not very good hockey in the first period. The Wings had a lot of problems, again, trying to go offensively. Coming out of their own zone, they just have not got everybody together, and they're not starting out together. And this is the problems that they are having, and they're going to have to overcome to get in and get some good scoring opportunities. Hartford, on the other hand, had some of the similar problems that the Wings had, and really, we didn't see an awful lot of wide-open hockey and really some great chances on the net, but I'm sure we're going to before the night's out.
Well, Foligno with a quick shot, stopped by Smith as we get the second period underway. Comes out along the left boards, picked up by Gordie Roberts. He throws it to the far wing, to Mike Rogers. That comes back to Stoughton. He dumps it into the left corner. Barry Long pokes it along the board to the far side, picked up there by Grodnick. He loses the puck, comes to the near side of Gordie Roberts. He is decked. Puck goes to the corner. And a centering pass out front. Foligno flips it off to the far side, and it's brought out to center ice. This is McCourt. McCourt off on the left wing. Return pass to McCourt. McCourt on the boards. Now tries to center, and it's stopped by Rick Lay, and he shoots it out to the far side to Mike Rogers. Rogers in center ice into the Detroit end. Tries a lead pass for Boutet, but it's broken up, and it comes back out to center ice. Goes back to Rick Lay. He returns it to Al Sims. And gets away from Lay. Moves puck to the far side. Controlled by Grodnick. His centering pass intended for Foligno, knocked high into the air. Larson taps it along the near boards. Picked up by Sims. Sims ahead now to Rogers. Rogers takes it into the Detroit end on the right wing. His centering pass almost knocked in by Larson. Knocked away by Vachon. Comes out in front and finally dug up by the Red Wings of Grodnick. Up it comes to Foligno. Foligno takes it into the Hartford zone, flips it to the near side to Larson. Larson down the boards into the corner as it's knocked away by Markow. And it flips to the far side, stepping in to pick it off is given to Thorne. Thorne centering pass, Nedomansky on the left with a shot, knocked down, and then steered to the near side by Al Smith. And it's cleared out of the zone by Hartford's Matt Boutet. And we get the icing call as the puck is picked up by Danny Mulbratton.
I hate to sound so critical, Larry, of the situation. I'm going to do it anyway. Detroit right now, being down 1-0, I'm almost intended to say that this right now could really make or break Detroit Red Wings for the rest of this hockey season. Right now, if they do not defeat the Hartford Whalers tonight, just the mental blow of not winning here at home against Hartford is really going to hurt them. It's going to put them that much further behind. And their whole season could be riding right now unless they can come back and tie this game and go ahead and win it.
Out it comes to center ice. Paul Woods chasing it. He goes down, and it's picked up by Al Sims. Sims, centering pass, loose out front, right to the near side, and it's picked up on the left wing by Al Sims. Into the corner, thrown around behind by Keon. Gordie Howe on the far boards. His centering pass got away from Douglas and brought out by Nedomansky. Nedomansky in the Hartford zone. Quickly for Woods. A little bit too far for him to handle. Ball in the corner, gives it to LeBron. LeBron out to the left point. Got away from the corner and comes back to center. Fans getting a little antsy now as Vachon flips it, gets away from the corner again. And now he gets it behind his own net and puts it off to Huber. Huber having a little trouble with pressure applied by Keon. And it's finally jammed up against the board to the line of Rogie Vachon.
Well, the Wings are just not there. They're coming very close to getting some great opportunities, but every time it happens, it seems that something goes wrong with them. The puck is jumping. In that case where they had the puck in there, Jimmy Corrin had to try and judge where the puck was going to bounce off the boards, and it just came out the wrong way and just totally missed his stick completely.
It's still 1-0. Hartford leading. 17-10 left in the second period. Face off to Vachon's right. Dave Debo in for the face-off with Mahavlich. Picked up by Jolly. Jolly out to Thompson. Thompson gives it to Mahavlich. Bounces off his stick. Still loose. Now Larson finally comes up with it. Larson skates it out. Larson with a hard shot. Long rebound coming off the backboard. Taken by Roberts. On the near side it comes out to Bobby Hull. Shoots it out to center to Johnson. Johnson has it taken away by Errol Thompson. Thompson circling back, forced a little deeper by Bobby Hull. Now it goes in behind the net to Greg Jolly. Now Larson brings it out for Detroit. Ahead to Mahavlich, knocked off his stick by Larry Giroux. Regained by Thompson. Gives it to Mahavlich. Mahavlich across the line. He goes into the corner along with Gordy Roberts. And the puck is shot out to center ice. Picked up there on the far wing by Debo. His centering pass is sliding through into the slot. Stopped by Vachon. He gets it out. Coming down the left side now. Thompson. He shoots it into the corner. Out it comes to center ice. Larson with it. Larson pass to Mahavlich. 2-on-1. Mahavlich with a pass. Finished for Hogabaum. Knocked away. Goes in behind. Giroux takes it. And he gets it out to the left side of Gordy Roberts. Now ahead it comes to Johnson. Johnson into the Detroit zone. His shot. John knocks it down and Jolly picks it up. Jolly brings it up the ice. Jolly stopped at the blue line. The puck slides through, taken by Stockton. Out it comes to center, and Larson takes it for Detroit. Off the left side, Hamel drives it in. It's cleared out immediately by Lay. Now it's Polonich. Polonich off on the left side to Hamel. Hamel's shot is knocked away, and Polonich trapping for it. Finally dug up by Blaine Stockton. On the near side, Rousset. And it comes out now to center ice, and Stockton drives into the right corner. Don Hamel will be Mickey Redmond's guest between periods 2 and 3 of the season. Now brought up by Hogabaum. Hogabaum, the right side to Hamel. Hamel bumps off the puck. It's loose in the corner. Hamel kicks it along with his skate, brings it out to the left point. He's up by Korn. His shot turned away by Polonich. It comes along the near boards, taken by Willie Huber. Huber gives it to Polonich. Polonich throws it to the far side intended for Hamel. Stops and tips it back into the Detroit end, where it's picked up by Korn. Out to Huber. Huber lobs it into the air, and it is knocked down at center ice, and Huber regains possession. Now Willie tries to get through on the right side. Does. His centering pass is stopped by Lay. Out it comes to center ice on the left side. Taken by Marty Howe. And he's turned around at the blue line. Puck comes loose, picked up by Korn. He falls down in the corner. On the left side, out in front it comes. A quick shot by Lay is knocked away. Goes into the right corner, picked up by Keon. Keon dumps it back into the corner. Puck comes out along the near side. Marty Howard, a shot from the left point, goes behind. Taken by Rousset. Finally, it's dug up by Polonich. Polonich gets it off the center ice under pressure, and Foligno controls for Detroit. Foligno racing for the blue line. Tries to get through. Oh, Al Smith had to be very alert to pick up the puck as it caroms off Dave Kean. Now here's Gordy Howe coming into the zone. Gordy at the left point, left open. His shot deflected at the last moment by Foligno. Now it comes out to center ice, taken by Ogrodnik. Ogrodnik trying to get past Sims on the far side. Ogrodnik dumps it back into the corner. Out it comes to Barry Long, tees it up, his shot. Foligno has it out front but can't control it. And Gordy Howe tries to clear. Out it comes down to center ice, taken by Dave Keon. He dumps it to the wing's right corner, and Barry Long takes it there. Long ahead to McCourt. McCourt tries to clear it out, kept in by Mark Howe at the right point. Goes in behind, swept around the boards to the near side, where Foligno handles it momentarily. Now gets it back. Foligno racing for the blue line to McCourt on the right. Return pass to Rodnick with a shot up front. Oh, it was cleared just right after the first save by Smith. Goes into the corner along the near board. Larson along with Gordy Howe. Foligno is also there, and it's finally cleared out the length of the ice. And Vachon has to make a save. Now very long, back of his own net. Being shadowed by Jordy Douglas, comes out to Foligno on the right side. Long lead pass intended for Rotten is too far and shot back into the Detroit end. Now Larson behind his own net is pinned and turned around in the corner by Greg Carroll. And the puck is jammed against the corner boards. We'll have a face-off coming up.
I'll tell you, Keon and Howe are playing super well together tonight, Larry. That shift, the whole shift pretty well. They were in the Red Wing zone, and 2 or 3 times the puck came through the crease area that Gordy didn't see it. Boy, I'll tell you, they're really playing a very strong hockey game tonight. Here's a good chance at the other end for the Wings. Foligno right here on the rebound, kicks it, gets a piece of it, and boy, it just deflected at the last minute by Smith, just deflected wide of the net. So starting to open up a little bit here. I think we're going to probably have some action goal-wise coming up very shortly.
At the moment, it's still 1-0. Hartford hanging on to that lead with nearly 8 minutes gone in the second period. Now Paul Woods in his own end. To Willie Huber. Huber brings it out across his own blue line. Huber to the left side of Paul Woods. Quick shot, gloved by Smith. And he holds on. I think Al Smith knew he had it for sure.
Smith has really not looked very steady tonight, Larry. The Red Wings have not tested him that much. And he's looked kind of very unorthodox on a lot of the long shots. On that one there, I think he went to catch it, and the darn thing missed his trapper and got caught in his left goal pad. And he didn't even realize it was there. Look at it right there. He doesn't know where it is, really. He looks down, and there it is, stuck right in the bottom of his pad. But if the Wings can get some more shots on him, they might find a few getting behind him.
Greg Carroll brings it out of his own end, flips it to the left side to Giroux, to Portillo along the near side, and it's still in the zone. And a quick shot hits the backboard. A shot by Greg Carroll is deflected, comes out of the right point. Blay keeps it in. Along the near boards, Adamansky after it. Vaslov comes up with it, gives it to Huber. Jolly, and then back to Huber, who lobs it up into the air, and it's sliding back into the Hartford end. Rick Blay. Blay starts up the middle of the ice. And it comes to Portillo. Off the left to Sims, and a shot knocked down by Deshawn comes to the near corner. Now brought out by Nedamansky. Into Mahovlich. Mahovlich drop pass to Nedamansky coming through. They're going to have a penalty coming up against Stuff as he hauled down Vaslav Nedamansky. Well, a pretty good penalty there because it looked like Big Ned was on his way.
Well, it really wasn't a bad penalty to take, Larry. Nedamansky, of course, in a position like that, inside Hartford's blue line, and we'll get a second look at it here where Mahovlich makes the play over to Ned. You know, he could be going in there. Now, Hartford looked like Stoughton could have, actually, if he'd extended himself a little more effort, might have been able to check Nedamansky without taking a penalty. He chose not to do that and put the bite on him, and there was just no question about the penalty.
Time of the penalty is 9:04 of the second period. Stoughton off 2 minutes for holding. So the Red Wings have a power play chance to tie this game. Face off to the left of Al Smith. Mahovlich in along with Dave Keon. Pat to his head in to say something to Keon before the face-off. Thompson along the near boards. Goes in behind. Chased by McCourt, but cleared out by Dave Keon, and it goes all the way back to the Detroit end. So the Wings have to come back down to pick it up. Adamansky with it. Adamansky gets past Keon. Ahead to McCourt. He's got Mahovlich on his right. He feeds Pete. Pete moving in. Can't get a shot off as it's breaks away by Gordy Roberts. And it is cleared out of the zone. And getting a little impatient with the Red Wings, who trail 1-0. And have just a minute 23 of power play time remaining. Here comes Larson. Larson with the lead pass intended for Mahovlich is cleared out of the zone immediately by Greg Carroll. Now McCourt circling back in his own end. Starts it up the left side, has it knocked away from the blue line by Gordy Roberts. And again the fans react. A minute 2 left in the power play. Now shot off to the left side. Mahovlich after it goes into the corner along with Giroux. Dug out by Thompson. Thompson gives to Mahovlich. Mahovlich trying to center it, having a big problem with Gordy Roberts. Harold Thompson shot went right through the crease, all the way to the far side. Out it comes out. Thompson's shot is knocked down. A good defensive play by Larry Giroux. Out to the right point. Larson's shot is turned away by Boutet and chased by Keon. And Keon successfully clears it. 26 seconds left in the Red Wings power play. McCourt off to the left side. Dumped into the corner by Ogrodnik. McCourt chasing it along with Roberts. Puck squirts out as Rodnick picks it up on the far boards. Out to Foligno near the blue line. He let it get across, and offside is called. So with 9 seconds left, the face-off comes out to center ice.
Well, Mike realized what he'd let happen to himself, Larry. That was really a funny type play. Mike was really going back away from the play, away from the Hartford zone, and really without realizing it, he pulled the puck out over the blue line. Just the momentum of the pass that was coming back to him, and he realized right away what he'd let happen. He's a little upset with himself.
Minutes and 5 seconds left in the second period. Hartford protecting a 1-0 lead. And it looks as though the Whalers will successfully fight off this penalty. The power play time for Detroit has expired as Blaine Stockton returns to the ice. The Red Wings bringing it up. Malani fires it into the zone. On the near side, Hogebaum comes out to Huber. Huber has to hop over his stick and out to center ice. Malani picks it up. Off to the left, back to Hogebaum on the right. His shot sailed off the pad of Smith. Shot from Korn on the left side. Knocked away, goes into the corner. Hogebaum dumps it behind. Al Sims picks it up. He gets it out to Mark Howe, and he clears it out of the zone. Now Polonich on the left wing takes it in, winds up, shoots. Smith with a save. It just cleared the post on Smith's right. And it's brought up on the left side now by Mark Howe. Howe drives it into the corner. Taken by Hamel. Hamel comes out to the right side. Crosses his own blue line to center. A lead pass intended for Polonich. Goes to the corner. And in behind. Put back to the corner by Smith. Hamel with a solid check in the corner. Puck comes out to the center ice. And it's picked up now by Polonich. He drops it back to Huber. 7:46 left in the second period. Huber just taps it into the zone. And Al Sims goes to the corner to get it. As the Red Wings change on the move. Now Nick Botiu. Foligno digs it up, gets it to Ogrodnik, scores! Quick pass, and Ogrodnik ties the game.
Well, there's going to be a couple of Hartford Whalers really upset on this play, Larry. Al Sims was carrying a puck out of his own zone along the near boards here, and he was dumped and went down, and he was looking for a penalty to be called, and as a result of him going down, Foligno right there, we didn't see it. Foligno got the loose puck out to Ogrodnik, and he just blasted it. It was almost, I think it was a screenshot through one of the Hartford players, and Smith, I don't think, had a chance on it, but he really let it fly. That's a big goal for the Wings to tie this hockey game at 1.
The 5th goal of the season for Ogrodnik coming at 12:30 of the second period to tie this game. Here comes Ogrodnik again. He scores! Has found a touch, and it's 2-1. Detroit leads.
Well, that certainly didn't take long. Boy, they really caught fire here. Looks like 10 seconds, and Ogrodnik's got 2 goals. That should do it for the Wings. Let's have a look. Ogrodnik makes a good move. Smith came out to cut down the angle and make the play, and Ogrodnik makes a good move to his forehand and dumps it into the far side of the net for a 2-1 Detroit lead.
The puck is deflected up into the seats. We've got a stoppage in play. The Wings lead at 2-1 now with 7:09 left in the second period.
Well, you talk about having some scoring action. 10 seconds, a couple of goals, and this place is on fire.
Well, it was a long time in coming. The Wings were rather lackluster. Well, both teams were, for that matter, in the first period. And it's starting to pick up a little bit now at the Joe Louis Arena.
Been an opportunity here to see something now. Ogrodnik's still on the ice, and very seldom does it ever happen that a player will score a hat trick on the same shift, and there's a chance still with Ogrodnik out there that may happen.
Now the puck kept in. Foligno got a shot off. Al Smith knocked it away. McCord and Long got the assist on Ogrodnik's second goal. Foligno and Nedemansky the assist on the first goal. Goal 5 and 6 for Ogrodnik in the season. Foligno lets it get away from him. Centering pass is intercepted, and it's brought out now by Jolly. Jolly into the corner. Centering pass knocked away by Smith. Knocked into the air. Wide to the far side, picked up there by Debo. And it's brought out now by Gordy Roberts. Jolly controls for the wing. Ahead pass intercepted by Marty Howe. He sweeps it to the left side to Debo. Debo with a shot. Long goes sliding along and deflects it wide. Jolly goes in behind the net with Debo. Debo and McCourt now. And Jolly slips in. Johnson trying to dig it out. Goes to the corner. Still loose. McCourt keeps it alive. Debo out front. Long takes a swipe at it. Tries to clear. McCourt does. Out it comes to the left wing. LeBrotten. LeBrotten coming in. LeBrotten shoots. Straight out of there. Oh, they almost scored again. Marty Howe sneaked in behind Al Smith and cleared it out as the puck was spinning toward the line.
Boy, was Danny LeBrotten just flying down the left side, and the puck went through Al Smith's arm and just barely trickled. It really didn't have enough on it to get into the net because it had already come to a stop. So on the second look at it here, and here's LeBrotten with two guys to beat, and he just literally outskates him. Puts the arm down to protect himself, cuts in and gets the shot off, and you watch it go through. I think it's underneath his left arm. Right there, the puck goes through, and boom, it's going for the net, but it doesn't have enough, and it comes to a stop right there before Marty Howe comes in to get it. Well, what an example of putting a burst of speed on by Danny LeBrotten on that play.
He really turned on the Jets and almost made it 3-1. But it stays 2-1 Detroit with 5:27 left in the second period. Here's LeBrotten, the pass to Woods. Stick it into the right corner. Well, the Wings are really flying now. Mark Howe in the corner. Woods goes in behind along with Giroux. Al Howe flips it to the far side out to Gordy Howe. Howe, rink wide pass to Jordy Douglas. Douglas splitting the defense, and it is knocked away as Hubert goes after it. Out in behind it goes. A centering pass, and Gordy Howe missed on the shot right out front. Now it comes out to Nedemansky. Nedemansky with a shot. It's steered to the right side by Al Smith. Well, that rebound was just right. He had LeBrotten pouring in on the right side. Now Jordy Douglas gives to Gordy Howe. His shot is knocked down by Jim Korn, and he skates it out. Now Korn spins against the board, stays on his feet, goes against the board with Giroux, and they jam it up there. We'll have a face-off to the right of Al Smith.
Well, it's opened up now, Larry. Boy, I'll tell you, we're getting some good opportunities at both ends of the ice.
A couple of scores after one period. The New York Rangers leading the Colorado Rockies 3-0. And after one period, the Pittsburgh Penguins were leading Los Angeles 1-0.
I'll tell you, if those two goals by John Ogrodnik in 10 seconds don't ignite the Wings, I don't know what will.
Well, they certainly ignited the crowd here at Joe Louis Arena. It has been alive in the final stages of the second period.
It'll be interesting to find out just what the record is for two goals, how quickly they come. And I think it's 5 or 6 seconds, Larry, so Ogrodnik wasn't too far behind. The play developed, of course, right from the center ice face-off, and he went in all alone, and bang, it was 2-1 Detroit.
Buck in the Detroit end now, picked up by George Lyle, and sent the length of the ice. Al Sims picks it up. Sims to the left side, gives to Rick Lay. He spins it through now to Rogers, who in turn passes it along to Stoughton. Stoughton shot is gloved by Rashawn as he reached up and grabbed it and hauled it in.
Rogie really hasn't had an awful lot of action in this period, Larry, with only 3:54 to go. Detroit right now seems to have taken the momentum away from Hartford. There's a shot there by Douglas, by Stoughton. And Vachon, of course, just held on with 2 or 3 Whalers bearing down on him.
3:54 left in the second period. The Red Wings lead it 2-1. Loose puck. Now finally dug up by the Wings. Harold Thompson has it poked away. Pete Mahovlich reaches back, grabs it, gives it to Barry Long. Long winds up, drills it into the corner, comes to the right side. Going into the corner, Lyle. He's pinned against the boards momentarily. The puck is still alive. And now it is blown dead. A face-off coming up to the left of Al Smith with 3:32 left in the second period. The Wings overcoming a 1-0 deficit after one period of play. 4 seconds.
Quickest 2 goals scored by Carl Lipscomb. 4 seconds apart. Well, you wonder how that can happen. 4 seconds. It just doesn't seem there's that much time to go from the face-off to the other end of the ice.
If you look at the year that was...
The year, 1931. Maybe there's only 20 feet from the red line to the goal.
I was just thinking, it can't be too common if it's been that long. Well, it's got to almost be shot immediately from the face-off. 3:23 left in the second period. Red Wings lead at 2-1. Smith leaves it behind the net. Now it's thrown along the near side and deflected out to center ice, and Long goes back to his own end to pick it up for Detroit. Lobs it high into the air. Play races back in his own end. Play to Sims on the left. Out it comes to Stoughton. Stoughton now gives it to Rogers, and the puck is picked up now by Larson. 3-on-2 developing. Larson with a shot. Late save, and a rebound is put high against the glass. Boy, Lyle was pouring in from the left side. He shot it high. Now it comes out to center ice. Rogers picks it up. Rogers into the zone. Rogers has it knocked away by Reed Larson. Larson and Stoughton now dug out by Polonich. Out it comes on the left side, but Earl Thompson just couldn't quite handle it. The puck rather than going offside. Now the Hartford Whalers control. Shot up. And Greg Jolly picks it up in his own end. Jolly flips it to the left side to Hamel. 2:10 left in the second period. Comes to Jolly. Out it comes to center ice. Polonich tries to ram it along the boards, picked up by Gordy Roberts. Out it comes on the right side to Mark Howe. Howe racing into the corner. His centering pass and a shot attempted by DeBoll is knocked away. And now it is controlled by Hogebaum. Hogebaum off to Polonich. Polonich taps it to the corner. Smith stops it behind the net. Right back on the near side. And it is taken there by Bobby Hall of the Whalers. Out it comes now to Johnson. Circles back in his own end. A minute and a half left in the second period. Into the right corner. Hamel racing in and wins the race to the puck. Gets it to the near side of Hogebaum. Puck is loose. Hamel trying to clear it out. He does. Still in possession. And he puts it on Mark Howe's stick. Now it comes to Bobby Hall. Hall in on the left wing. Hall with a centering pass goes through. A quick shot out front, knocked down by the defense. Hall with a shot. The shot turns it to the far side and is taken by Polonich. Out to Hogebaum. Hogebaum at center ice, 1-on-3. And Hogebaum drops it into the corner. 1 minute left in the second period. Mark Howe has it. Gives it to Gordy Roberts. Out it comes to center ice to Bobby Hall. Now goes into the Red Wings corner. Vachon leaves it for Jolly coming by. 45 seconds left in the period. Out it comes. Intended for Foligno. Got under his stick. And it's stopped by Smith as he leaves it for Gordy Roberts. Now Hall moves it out to Gordy Howe. Got under his stick. Loose. Now Gordy picks it up. Fighting along the blue line. Howell scrapping for it. 23 seconds left in the period. The leg goes down. To the near side, and he went down in a heap. I think he lost his footing there.
He did. He lost his footing, and by the looks of the way they're hustling out there, he could be cut. He's up on his feet already, and I don't know if he was dazed momentarily. He went sliding underneath Willie Huber. The trainer having a look at his face with a towel there, so maybe he's got a small cut or something that they're looking at. He's lucky. Going underneath a guy like Huber, 6'5", 220 pounds, can be rather dangerous for a guy the size of Rick Lee.
When they're going into the boards out of control, it's always dangerous, I guess.
See the Whalers, Howe and Bobby Hall out in the ice together on the same line right now, and Gordy doing a good job of keeping the puck right at the wing's blue line right here. And here's where Lee comes up, and right about here he loses his footing. He goes to make a move, and bang, he goes down underneath. I think he went in with his face first into Huber's knees.
Just 10 seconds left in the second period. The puck goes into the Whalers' end, and it's cleared out to center ice, taken by Foligno. 3 seconds left in the period. 1 second. And that's the end of the second period. As the Detroit Red Wings come from behind, scoring twice to take a 2-1 lead after 2 periods of play here at the Joe Louis Arena. The 2 goals were scored by Ogrodnik, his 5th and 6th of the season. They came within 10 seconds of each other. His first tying the game at 12:30 of the second period. Assist going to Foligno and Nedomansky, and then Ogrodnik gave the Red Wings goals by Ogrodnik just picked up the entire atmosphere here. Not only the Red Wings themselves, but the fans who are witnessing the game and the final stages of the second period had a good deal more excitement than did the first period.
Well, hopefully it'll be up to the Wings now to try and carry this momentum out of the third period, and of course 2 points. And as we mentioned before, very, very critical that Detroit wins this hockey game. I would not like to think of the consequences if they do not win it, and I wouldn't want to be down in the dressing room either if they don't win it, to have to listen to Bobby Crom and Marcel Kroneval.
Detroit was outshot by Hartford almost double in the first period, and the Red Wings reversed the trend in the second period. Detroit dominated it, outshooting Hartford 14-3 in the second period, and that's a pretty good indication of what happened. Well, Mickey Redmond had an opportunity to talk with one of the Red Wing stars before this game got underway, John Hamel. Let's take a listen to this conversation. John Hamel, Mickey Redmond.
John, 8 years in the National Hockey League, 2 with St. Louis and 6 with Detroit now. There's been a lot of players gone in and out of Detroit in the last 6 years. You must feel very fortunate to still be here.
Yeah, after 6 years in Detroit, I think you meet a lot of friends in Detroit. And you see a lot of them playing for other teams, but I think, yeah, I'm pretty lucky to still here.
John, you started out your career as a defenseman, played in St. Louis, as I mentioned, for a couple of years. The last couple of years in Detroit, you've been used up on the forward line, played some right wing. Now you're a left-hand shot playing right wing. At the present time, you played some left wing. Is it difficult to readjust, not knowing whether you're going to be on defense or whether you're going to be on the forward line?
Especially this year, I think it's the first year that I've been playing so much on the wing. Yeah, it's pretty hard, You're trying to figure out who you're going to play with and who you're going to play against. And when you're playing on defense, you get to worry about goal scorer and stuff like that. You don't have to worry about checking a guy personally.
Well, there's got to be a different line of thinking. To go out and play defense, you've got to be thinking in one way, and that's getting back and staying back, just moving the puck up to your forwards. And, of course, on the forward line, you're being used as a checker. Then you've got one individual to worry about. It must be a whole new line of thinking with both jobs in mind.
Yeah. At first, when I first started playing on the wing, I started to play really defensive. I wasn't really a forechecker or anything like that. I think I was a little bit too worried about defensive. But now I'm a little bit more complete as a winger because I forecheck a lot better.
Do you have a preference, John? Would you rather play defense or the wing?
I always play defense for the best part of my life, so I think I prefer defense.
Is there one guy, even as a defenseman, I guess, but now that you're up on the wing at times, do you have any one guy that you find the toughest to check?
So far, I haven't checked too many good players. I think I checked Taylor against Los Angeles, which is not a really aggressive player or anything like that. Marcel Leon, I think, is the hardest to check, even if I wasn't the guy who was checking him, but you got to keep an eye on him anyway.
John, you had an opportunity back in '78 to play in the Izvestia tournament in Russia. I had an opportunity to play in Russia with the 72-team Canada. Are there any things that really surprised you about the Russian situation, their hockey, for instance, or the lifestyle that you may have had an opportunity to see while you were over there?
Yeah, I was really surprised when I got there. You see all kinds of commercial thing on television, and you can't imagine what kind of life they're living over there. I think we're pretty lucky to get that kind of life than we got over here.
John, Joe Louis Arena has been a bit of a problem for the Wings this season. I know there's new situations, new boards, different ice, and all kinds of things. Do you think that the team is just starting now to maybe get a better feel for the arena, and do you think they'll have better success in the future?
Yeah, I would think so. I think the team is starting playing play a lot better than we played, but I don't think the boards or anything like that had to do anything with it. I think it was just in your mind more than anything.
John, it's been a pleasure playing with you. I had the opportunity to play for a couple of years with you, and I know a lot of people look to the forwards today as far as, and I call you a forward, being a versatile player. It seems that in hockey today that there's going to be a place, and it seems there will be a place in the future for the two-way player and the guy that can play defense and also play forward. Do you feel that it's going to be a big part of the game of hockey in the years to come, the two-way player?
I would say so, yeah. for me, that gives me an open, you know. If you have to go somewhere else, then you can play the wing or you can play defense, whatever the coach wants you to play.
John, continued success with the Wings. Good luck to the hockey club. Hopefully we'll see you in the playoffs. And personally to you, good luck to John Hamill.
Thank you, Mickey.
Now let's go back upstairs to Larry Osterman.
Hey, Mickey, thanks to you. And Mike Foligno is accepting an award here. Bud Lynch has just made the presentation, but unfortunately the word has not been passed along to us what the award is for. What is the most popular Red Wings, isn't it, Mickey?
Red Wings, Larry, and Mike, we have the opportunity or the pleasure, should I say, to drive the, I believe it's a Buick for 1 year. So that's kind of a nice little bonus for Mike Foligno in his first season in the National Hockey League.
I guess so. Well, his first year has not been an average year in the National Hockey League.
Well, you know, he's only 1 goal short of the rookie record set by Dale McCourt, and I believe that record, well, of course, Foligno right now has 31 goals, I believe, 32 goals, and I think that's tied the record. I believe 32 is the record, and he's got 1 more to go to beat it.
Well, he's the last 21 games, he's been hot. He has 17 goals and 11 assists in the last 21 games, and they're continuing on with some presentations down here, down on the ice. 2-1, the Red Wings lead. While we have some time before the start of the third period, let's 2-1. The Detroit Red Wings have come back to assume that 2-1 advantage after trailing by a goal going into the second period, and here's the way it happened in period number 2.
Right there, Larry, is the penalty that Hartford was looking to be called, and that's the reason that Foligno was allowed to pick up the loose puck. Al seemed very upset on it. Of course, it allowed Foligno to get the puck and throw it to Ogrodnik, who let the short slap shot go very quickly, and I think Smith was screened on the play, had no chance, and Ogrodnik tied it up at 1-1. Here again, you're going to see it right there, is where, and actually, when you see it from that angle, there really should not have been a penalty called on it, although Sims thought there should have, of course, but Ogrodnik can really fire the puck, and he did let that one go very well. Al Smith really has played well all night long, and didn't have any chance on the goal whatsoever.
So that tied the game.
Ogrodnik's 5th goal of the year, and here he comes right back off the faceoff. Smith, you can see him diving out, thinking that Ogrodnik's going to go to his backhand, fooled him on the play, and went to the forehand and dumped it into the open net. And you know, the funny thing about that is I see a lot of guys miss that open net, so really that's just not a gimme when you get in that close.
Well, you know, he played it a little bit close himself.
He did. He actually banged it off the inside of the far goal post. Here's a shot of LeBratton coming down the left side. And boy, what a burst of speed he put on. Walked around 2 Whalers, took the shot up underneath the arm of Smith, his left arm, and there's the puck now. How would you believe that would not go in the net by looking at that? Unbelievable. But it just didn't have enough on it, and Marty Howe came in and took it out of harm's way from behind Al Smith. But really, it opened up a little bit in the last 10 minutes of that second period. Here's the summary of the first period. Hartford goal was scored by Dave Keon, a super play by Gordie Howe and Jordy Douglas. Again, I mentioned Howe with 32 years experience, Keon with 22, and of course Bobby Hall in that club. You got about 75 years of experience on that one play. But here's a shot of the second period summary, and Ogrodnik with his 5th goal of the year at 12:30 from Foligno and Nedemansky, and Ogrodnik again 10 seconds later from McCourt and Long to give the Wings a 2-1 lead going into the third period here.
And you can see the shots on goal. Detroit leads after 2 periods, 23-18, which gives you a little idea of how the Red Wings dominated the second period, out shooting Hartford 14-3 in the second 20 minutes.
You know, I think Hartford really let Detroit back into the game. They just really don't seem to be hustling that much, and I think we get a look at Donnie Blackburn, the head coach of the Whalers, and I know, like I mentioned before, Blackburn feels that this game for his club is even more critical than it is for Detroit because of the schedule that they've got left to play against a lot of the top teams, and he's very, very leery of the position that they're in, having to play Buffalo, Philadelphia, Montreal, all at home, mind you, but still the top teams in the league overall standings, and certainly no easy task for the Hartford Whalers coming up.
Well, he doesn't look very happy at the moment. His team is trailing by a score of 2-1 after 2 periods of play, and it was a situation of the Whalers dominating the first period, which was really sort of a lackluster period of action, and then the Red Wings sort of taking over. When Ogrodnik got those 2 quick goals, it really changed the complexion of the hockey game, and if LeBratton had scored on that goal that he came so close to scoring, the Red Wings might have been off and flying and really blown this one open, but as it is, it's a 2-1 game, and there's Father Sunak as they warm up here before we start the third period.
Well, you know, I don't think, Larry, before the 2 goals by the Wings, I don't think either club had shown that they really wanted the game bad enough. Both of them were playing very lethargically. And, you know, the first goal by Ogrodnik seemed to really fire the Wings up. And now, of course, if they're not fired up now, they never will be. But Hartford really doesn't deserve to be winning this hockey game at this point. They've not played very well. They've not applied themselves out well. And they've allowed the Wings to be ahead now 2-1. So, you know, as I said before, the Wings have got an opportunity now to hold on to this lead, maybe extend it and get the 2 points. If they don't, there's going to be an awful lot of yelling and screaming, I would say, after this ball game, because it is a critical game for Detroit.
Wings were a little late returning to the ice. They're just now getting everybody on, and the officials have signaled they're ready to go. The Hartford team is back into the players' box, and they're all set. So the Red Wings really won't have much of an opportunity to skate around and warm up before this final period gets underway. It's a good look from our handheld camera here as it moves around. There's Marty Howe, member of Team Canada in 1974. He has sort of filled out the quorum for the Howe clan in this last week.
You know, it's really interesting, Larry. We're seeing Keon, Gordie Howe, and Douglas again starting here. And every time tonight that they've been on the ice, I find myself just in anticipation of what they've been doing. They've really played well tonight as a line, and of course they do have the 1 goal, and we can keep an eye on these guys to do a little more damage before the night's out if Detroit isn't careful with them.
You're talking about Hull, Howe, and Keon being on the ice at the same time. That constitutes 120 years of not all hockey, but 120 years of age. That's a lot of age out there. It's a little bit of experience, isn't it? I guess so. 2-1 at the score. We're just into the third period. Korn gives it to Huber, to Mahovlich, tips it ahead. Mark Howe takes it. Now Thompson drops it back to Huber. Ahead intended for... Now they're going to whistle it down, saying that George Lyle advanced the puck with a hand.
You know, we should be looking for the Wings after the outburst late in the second period, Larry, to come out here and be really flying. So we'll just keep an eye open to see what kind of preparation they've made after the second period and how they're going to handle this 2-1 lead.
Thompson with it, gives it to Huber, to Korn. Thompson flips it to the right side. Huber picks it up off the board, takes it in. Huber coming in, he shoots, he scores! Like they handle that one.
Well, it's a big goal for the Wings. Boy, without a minute going by in the third period, but I'll tell you, Larry, that I don't think was a very good goal on Al Smith's part. Smith really, all he had to do was stand up. You'll see here, Huber comes in, makes a really good move here. It really just sets a normal wrist shot go right there with Dave Keon on him. And Al, instead of just standing up and making the save as a stand-up goalie would, chose to go down on the play and the puck underneath his pad. So I'm sure that Donnie Blackburn is not too happy with that goal going in on Al Smith.
Well, that makes it 3-1. The Red Wings scoring early, and the Hartford Whalers get it right back.
Well, oh boy, I'll tell you, that was a funny type of goal. I don't think anybody hardly saw it go in the net, Larry. The puck just slid between Vachon's legs and hit the point of the net. We'll see it right here. It looks like Stoughton in front of the net. Watch the puck hit the point behind Rogie. Right there. Bang, it comes off the point and is out before you even know it. And I don't think anybody in the building knew it was in the net. But what a big goal for Hartford to come back and get. Now they're only trailing by 1 with still over 19 minutes left in the period.
The complexion has changed rapidly here in the opening moments of the third period. It's 3-2. Detroit leading Hartford. Gordie Roberts drives it in. Vachon leaves it behind for Larson. Comes out to the right point to Lay. Pops up into the air. Stops and takes a swing at it. Woods comes up with it. He gives it to Nedomansky. His pass intended for LeBronson, and it's offside at the blue line.
Yeah, that's Blaine Stoughton's 44th goal of the year, Larry. So, boy, he's having a tremendous year. That's certainly got to be his best year in the National Hockey League.
Stoughton will be 27 years old tomorrow. He has had quite a season. Huber's 16th goal, that was 32 seconds into the period. Thompson and Korn getting the assist. And then Stoughton got it right back with his 44th. That came just 9 seconds later, assist to Rogers and Zet. to make it 3-2. That's the way it stands. Huber with it. Ahead it comes now to McCourt. McCourt ahead on the right wing to Foligno. Foligno is held up by Gordy Roberts. Now Foligno digs it up out in front to Ogrodnik. He tried to tip it in, but he tipped it wide. Stops and flips it to the far side. Lay drops it back behind the net to Roberts. Now it comes back to Lay. Lay out to center ice, too far for Mike Rogers to handle. Willie Huber is chased by Rogers, however, and Rogers knocks the puck loose. That goes in behind the net, and Korn finally digs it up. Korn starts it up the right side to Foligno. Foligno with a good move, trying to get by, but he can't get a shot away as he's spun around. There is no penalty going to be called here. And the loose puck is picked up by the Hartford Whalers, shot out to Debo, tipped into the Red Wings end. The shot leaves it for Korn. Korn flips it back to the near side to Ogrodnik. Ogrodnik ahead now, knocked away by Bobby Hull. On the right side to Debo. Debo drives it around the boards, and Huber picks it up in the corner. Huber starts it up the ice. Comes out to Ogrodnik. Ogrodnik with a pass ahead. Drop pass for Ogrodnik. He shoots it wide to the left. Smith got a piece of it and turns it to the corner. Now comes out to center ice, and the Red Wings control, but will have to get back on side. Long fires it back into near the corner. Smith stops it. Now comes out along the near boards and comes off the boards back into the Detroit end, where Larson taps it back to center ice, picked up by Debo. Debo bumped off the puck. Paul Woods now leaves it for Polonich, and Polonich drives it into the Hartford end. Get an icing call now. We'll go back to the Detroit end for the upcoming faceoff. We have some scores we can pass along to you now. After 2 periods, the Rangers leading Colorado 5-0. In the second period, Boston leading Washington 3-1. That game of very large proportions as far as the Norris Division is concerned. Pittsburgh and Los Angeles tied to the goal each in the second period. Toronto and St. Louis scoreless after 1 period, and Edmonton leading Quebec 3-0 in the second period. Hogenbaum brings it out, gives it to Hummel. He tips it into the Hartford end, and the loose puck is picked up by Marty Howe. Howe comes out the right side, gives it to Gordie Howe, back to Marty. Marty is held up momentarily. A bouncing puck. Polonich flips it back into the Hartford end. It is chased by Polonich and Lay. Polonich comes up with it in the corner, and Lay goes in. They push each other around a little bit, and now the gloves go down.
Well, Polo's really letting that right hand. He's really giving it to Ricky Lee. The linesman trying to get out of the road. Let him go a little bit. Steve Dennis really had the right hand loose for a while there and was really pummeling on Ricky Lee.
Now they are separated, and both will retire to the penalty box.
There's a look at the two of them going into the corner originally, and Lee just dumped the puck there for Polo, and he tried to get it back in his feet over there. Lee gives him a shot, and this right over Dennis brings the arm over and gives him a little tap in the face, and that's what starts it off. And Dennis is, of course, very quick to get the gloves off and get at it, you know. He loves to get in there and mix it up. It looks like they'll have both 5-minute coincidental majors, so neither team will play shorthanded.
Gordie Howe, I think, has seen considerably more ice time than anyone really expected him to see this season.
He has, and he's played an awful lot tonight, Larry, as well, because I know he hasn't been playing too much in the last couple of weeks for Hartford. He's certainly taken a regular shift here this evening.
Lee and Polonich both off 5 minutes for fighting at 3:39 of this third period. 3-2 is the score. Detroit leading Hartford. Gordie Howe rakes it off the boards. Picked up by Mark Howe. Takes it in on the right side. Offside at the blue line. And we'll have a face-off coming up.
We'll get the three Howes on the ice again, Larry. Only Mark and Marty are both playing defense on this shift, and Gordy, of course, playing the right side with Keon and Douglas.
Pete Mahovlich in for the face-off with Keon. Mahovlich flips it off to the Huber. Huber to Jolly. Jolly shoots it down the ice, got away from Mahovlich, tipped into the Hartford end. Now it's brought up the right side and flipped to center ice, and this goes back into the Detroit end. Vachon comes out, leaves it for Huber. Huber being chased by Keon. Out to Mahovlich. He throws it to the near side to Thompson. Now Earl drives it into the corner, chased by Lyle. Knocked off his stick, and Douglas comes up with it. Shoots it out to center. Now Gordie Howe on the right way with a shot. It's wide to the left. Now Lyle out to Thompson. 2-on-1. Thompson to Mahovlich. Mahovlich with a backhander is deflected high against the glass. Rolls along the near side. Mahovlich and Keon tied up against the boards. Will have a face-off coming up to the right of Al Smith.
You know, with any luck at all, Howe could have had, Gordie Howe, I mean, could have had a couple of goals tonight, Larry. He's just missed some passes in the crease area. That one he had an opportunity a little bit from too far out, but Gordie certainly had his share of the chances this evening. You look at the 2-on-1. Mark Howe does a good job to come back and pick up Thompson to eliminate the pass that Mahovlich may make back to him, and it forces him to go wide and take the backhand shot that Al Smith made the save on.
Face off to the right of Smith. Thrown around by Giroux. Foligno picks it up. His centering pass went right through the slot, and it's picked up by Mike Rogers. He's flying as he comes down the middle of the ice, and Barry Long slows him down as he got to the blue line. Now along the boards, a centering pass right on the court stick. Out it comes on the left side to Ogrodnik. Ogrodnik with a move, but he can't get through to get to the puck, and it's picked up by Gordie Roberts. Now Roberts out to the blue line to Stoughton. Drop pass, shot into the corner. Centering pass, and a shot by Stoughton knocked away. Now Foligno brings it out. Foligno trying to get through some heavy traffic, finally retreats, then starts it up the right side. Larson with a shot, long rebound off Smith's pad. Larson gets it back, centering pass, knocked away by Giroux, and it's controlled on the far side by Gordie Roberts. Roberts pass out now to Rogers. Rogers loses the puck, and it is cleared out to center. Foligno controls for Detroit, and he dumps it in. Red Wings changing as McCourt chases. Out the right side it comes. Gordie Roberts with it. Roberts has it knocked away by Nedomansky. Roberts picks it up, sends it to the near side now to Giroux. Giroux, cross wing, comes off the board, picked up by Huber in his own end. He gives it to Korn. Korn, he head down the left side to Broughton, knocked away at the blue line by Giroux. Giroux picks it up, brings it in, winds up. His shot knocked away by McCourt. Goes behind the net. Huber trying to get to it, comes loose. Centering pass goes through, and a goal by Bobby Hull,
Larry. Ex-number 9, probably the second greatest number 9 in the history of the National Hockey League. Bobby Hull has done it again. He tied the hockey game up at 3-3. We're going to get another look at it, and Bobby Hull, of course, just all he did after he made the original play right there, back behind the net to DeBull, was just get himself in position. You'll see the pass come right through the crease, and there's Hull standing all alone, and bang, he wastes no time, and he blows it right over top of Rogi's right shoulder to tie this game up at 3-3. That's a big goal for the Whalers.
Well, you could almost smell it coming when the Wings were unable to clear it out of their zone. Hull digs it up in the corner, and it slipped up into the crowd. Maybe we can get another look at that.
We'll see what happens if the play starts behind the net, and really the Wings just a little bit lax defensively. I think it's Huber back there who does not, right in there. See, Hull makes the play over to DeBull back there, and DeBull just comes into the side of the net and dumps it right through the crease. And there's Hull standing to the right of Vachon, and bang, he's got an open net to throw it into. I know Bobby Hull's got to be very excited about getting that goal. I think that's his second goal as a Whaler, and he's really just starting to get on track now. And if the Whalers can hang in the rest of the season and make the playoffs, boy, Bobby Hull is going to be a big, big asset to them.
It's only Hull's 6th of the season. It ties the game at 6:26. Diebold and Johnston drawing the assists. So it's been kind of a strange hockey game. The Wings trailed 1-0, took a 3-1 lead And now the Whalers have battled back to tie the game at 3 apiece. Mark Howe on the near side sends it out to center ice. Mark brings it out now. Brings it to center. Into the Detroit end. Takes it to the left side. Wrist shot knocked down. He picks it back up. Shoots it wide to the left. Bounds along the ledge along the near side. Gordie Howe with a quick shot. It goes wide to the left. Willie Huber picks it up. Drives it into the Hartford end. And chased by Sims. He eludes a check by Nedomansky. Falls in the puck. And the play is whistled out. Following tonight's game, the on-TV feature is there sex after death? This movie is intended for mature audiences, so parental discretion is advised. There's the man that turns on the light. And that light has been turned on a total of 6 times tonight. 12:30. Not that particular light, but the lights have been turned on 6 times tonight. 12:30 left in the hockey game. 3-3 tie at the Joe Louis Arena, and we have nearly a full house. Quick shot by Larson. Smith knocks it down and then falls in it. Tell you what, I don't think the Red Wings are through scoring yet.
You're probably right, Larry. I don't think either one of them are through scoring. Again, we'll see, Smith does not look really secure in that net. I can't quite put my finger on it, but he just really seems to be a little bit shaky in there, and that one almost got between his pads in the shot from Larson from the point.
Larson keeps it at the right point. Slides around to the near side, and it's cleared out. Goes all the way back to the Detroit end. Larson picks it up there and leaves it for Jolly. Jolly being challenged by Rogers. Out it comes to Lyle. Ahead to Mahovlich. Mahovlich, center ice, has it poked away from him at the blue line. 2 wings collide. Wings look a little disorganized right now. Lyle has it knocked away. Loose puck in the Detroit end. Stockton on the slide has it poked away at the last moment by Jolly. Goes to the corner. And the play is whistled down. We'll have a face-off to the left of his shot.
You can readily see why Blaine Stoughton has got 44 goals this year. He just seems to have a knack of getting himself in the right place at the right time. And there really is an art to that. A lot of guys play the type of game where they go in and hustle and work up and down and don't worry about being in the right place. They're just trying to play that dump it in and check type of style. But Blaine Stoughton's the type of hockey player who concentrates on getting in the holes and being in position to take passes from his other 2 line mates, and boy, does he do a good job of that with 44 goals so far this year.
Johnson and McCourt to the left of Vachon. Korn with it. Korn up the right side. Has it knocked away from him by Johnson. Now Johnson decked from behind by Foligno. Here's Huber across to Ogrodnik, went behind him. Kept in at the left point by Korn. His shot sails wide. Huber centering pass to Ogrodnik, tipped it wide to the left. Now it's kept in at the left point by Foligno. Foligno moving in, drops it back to Ogrodnik. Got a delayed penalty coming up against the Hartford Whalers. Vachon is off. Now Mahovlich is on as the other attacker. Deflected to the near side, and the play is whistled down.
It'll be Larry Giroux for slashing, Larry. Giroux really took a 2-hander at Mike Foligno. The Wings were really pressing McCourt and Foligno dangerously in the Hartford zone, and we'll see it right here where Foligno comes in. There's the slash, the 2-hander right over the top of the arms, and I'll tell you, that does not tickle. That hurts when you get it up there above those gloves, and Larry Giroux really has been known for that type of stick work all his career, because I had a chance to play with him here in Detroit, and well, he could sure use that stick, but he's going to pay for it this time. There was a second look at Ogrodnik coming in front of the net, and he really didn't get a good piece of the tip in. If he had an open net to put it in, but Huber took the shot. And John, trying for his hat-trick goal tonight, just didn't get enough of it to get it directed into the net. So the Wings a good opportunity here on the power play now.
Giroux off 2 minutes for slashing at the 9-minute mark. 3-3 hockey game. Blitz to Huber. Huber sweeps it in. Smith drops it back for a wing. And it's cleared out of the zone. Vachon racing way out of the goal mouth. Tips it out to center ice. Huber has it. Huber ahead to Nedomansky. Nedomansky, parallel to the blue line, takes to the far side. On it comes to Huber, didn't take the shot. And a quick shot from the blue line is deflected wide, and Huber controls. Huber off to the right now. Nedomansky lets it get through. Huber on the left side, tries to get it into Woods. Back it comes to Huber. Huber to Woods. Woods is pinned against the boards, trying to kick it along to Nedomansky. Nedomansky trying to get it out, finally does. Out it comes to the right side. Larson with a shot off the glass. And Huber keeps it in as he chips it back at the blue line. LeBronson throws it to the far side. Being chased, and Roberts fires at the length of the ice. 48 seconds left in the Detroit power play. And the Hartford Whalers make a line change as the Wings bring it down. Puck taken away by Mark Howe, and he sends it back to the Detroit zone. 34 seconds left in the power play. The Wings are a little disorganized in their own end there for just a moment. Now it's brought up the ice by Larson, and he dumps it in. Sims picks it up. 15 seconds left in the power play, and the Whalers clear it back. Now Jolly looking up to center ice. Mohammed comes up with it. Mohammed gives it to Ogrodnik. Ogrodnik down the middle. Ogrodnik drop pass. Foligno. Foligno has it knocked away. Power play time has expired as Foligno hit the deck. And it's shot back into the Detroit end. And we get icing against Hartford.
Well, a good job by the Whalers fighting off that 2-minute penalty, and boy, a big opportunity gone by the boards for Detroit to take the lead in this game.
On TV live, the Montreal Canadiens and the Detroit Red Wings on Wednesday evening, April 2nd, here at the Joe Louis Arena. Airtime 7:30 on TV. We hope you'll be able to join us.
The Canadians have sure got it going lately. They've only lost about 3 out of their last 25 games, Larry, and they seem to have the old fire back of the Montreal Canadiens of old.
Well, I guess it doesn't surprise anybody. It surprised at the start, the way they were playing as the season began, but everybody has come to expect that type of play.
Well, there's one thing about it. It certainly leaves it wide open with Philadelphia having such a great year, the Bruins playing well as usual, Buffalo having a super year, and the Canadians really maybe back to being a three-quarters normal team, not the dynasty that they've been. It really leaves it open for the playoffs coming up.
McCourt picks it up. Foligno's flying as he comes in, but it's poked off his stick. Loose, and it's cleared out by Bobby Hull. Picked up on the far side by Debo. Debo trying to get past Long. Long knocks it loose, and it comes to the near corner where it's picked up by Foligno. Ahead to Ogrodnik. Ogrodnik flips it in. Chased by Sims. Sims with Foligno behind. Sims is spun around, and Foligno may have gotten away with something there. Back to the other end. Here's Hull. Has it knocked away from him by Ogrodnik. In behind, a centering pass got away from Bernie Johnston, and it's cleared out to center right. Cody Roberts. Roberts gives it to Mark Howe. Now back to Roberts on the left. Roberts, pass intercepted by Ogrodnik at center. Ogrodnik roaring in, gives the puck to Hogo. The shot is square by McCourt.
Boy, what a pretty passing play that was by Hogobaum, Ogrodnik, and Dale McCourt. McCourt, of course, finishing it off, putting it high over Smith Trapper. Billy Hogobaum made a super play. We'll see Ogrodnik start the play out coming down, drops it to Hogobaum into the slot area. A little wee backhand over to McCourt, and bang, the puck's in the net before you know it. But what a big goal for the Wings to get back in front again here with only 7:41 left in the game. John Ogrodnik's having quite a night, Larry. That gives him 2 goals and 1 assist.
Well, the Wings are back on top, leading 4-3. Now the Whalers bring it down. That's McCourt's 26th goal of the season. Hogobaum and Ogrodnik with the assist. 12-19, the time of the goal in the third period. Malonich down the left side. Out it comes to Korn. Korn sweeps it out front. Malonich with a shot knocked away by Smith. Boy, Polonic very nearly gave the Wings a 2-goal advantage. Now we go the other way. Vachon way out of the net. Tips it to the far side, chased by Douglas. Centering pass, tipped away, and onto center ice. Now the Whalers shoot it back into the Detroit end. Hamel tips it back out. Hamel and Gordie Howe get tangled up. Both went down. Now here comes Larson in on the right side. Larson dumps it in behind. Near side, Mahavlich with Gordie Howe. Mahavlich to long, a shot down by Smith. Picked up by Mahavlich, out to long. Winds up, shoots, deflected wide to the right corner. Now it's picked up and cleared out to center ice by the Whalers, but Thompson gives it to Mahavlich. Mahavlich roaring in like a big train, and the puck is knocked away. Mahavlich gets it back, tried to jam it, it went wide. Gordie Howe gets to it, goes into the corner. Gordie gets it back, goes it back into the corner to Lee. Mahavlich and Lee are there, jam it up, and we'll have a face-off to the right of Al Smith.
Boy, the Wings really got fired up after that goal, and they really had the Whalers hemmed in that shift. Al Smith made 2 or 3 just unbelievable saves. One on Dennis Polonic for sure. Polo left all alone in front of him. Smitty just kicked the big left pad out there and knocked it out, but that would have really put the Wings in a commanding position to go up by 2.
We have 5 minutes and 55 seconds left in this hockey game with the Red Wings leading it by a score of 4-3. Woods in for the draw, gets it back to Long, tees it up, lets it fly. It's wide to the right. Larson keeps it in momentarily, picked up on the left side by Rogers. Rogers with a shot. The shot is up. Well, they have been roaring up and down the ice here in the last couple of minutes.
Boy, what a big save by Vachon that was to hold his club in the game. We'll see a 2-on-1 by Hartford. Rogers chooses to take the shot rather than make the pass, and he really gets it up high on Rogi's left shoulder, I believe. And Rogi, as you can see there, out 15 feet out of the net, cutting the angle down. Big save by Vachon.
So it stays 4-3. Red Wings protecting that 1-goal lead with 5:43 left. Face off to the right of Vachon. Red Wings trying to improve their position in the race for positions in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Brodnik trying to dig it out, and the play is whistled down as the puck was jammed against the boards.
Well, the Wings haven't found themselves being up at this stage in the game too many times here at Joe Louis Arena, Larry, and to look at Boutet with that mask on, looks like a full screen. A lot of the college players are wearing right now.
5:34 left in the hockey game. It's 4-3, Detroit leading. As it's drilled into the Detroit end, Vachon leaves it behind for Larson. He's pinned against the boards. McCourt skates in to pick it up. McCourt lobs it up the ice, knocked down by Foligno. Loose, Long with a good play. Controls it, Long ahead to McCourt. McCourt winds up, shoots, gloved by Smith. Drops it off now for Sims coming by. Throws it along the near board, and it gets past Stoughton, goes back into the Detroit end where Larson goes after it. Larson comes out the right side, eludes a check. Stoughton knocks it away. Larson gets it back. Now Larson on the far wing with Rogers. Rogers digs it up. Now he's pinned against the boards. In behind, Rogers cross-centering it, and it's taken by McCourt. Long, off to the left side of Brodnik. And offside as they call it the blue line.
Well, you couldn't ask for any more wide-open hockey than we're seeing right now, Larry. Both teams really throwing it all to the wind and really going up and down this ice as best they can. The Wings are going to really have to be careful with only 4:44 to 4:43 left in the game. They really don't need any more goals. They want to be just looking to dump that puck out of harm's way in their own zone. And, of course, the Whalers are going to want to open it up and try and get the equalizer here.
Giroux shoots it out to center ice to Bernie Johnston. Backhanded pass on the left wing, a drop pass and a shot, and Vachon makes the save. Loose puck, and Hall takes a crack at it. Goes into the corner. Now Debo loses the puck. LeBronson gets it out to center ice. LeBronson moving into the zone, going to the right, a drop pass for Nedomansky. Nedomansky's shot is deflected, and it's scooped along by Gordie Roberts. Taken away by LeBrotten. Well, he tried to squirt one through for Nedomansky, but it was broken up. Brought back by Giroux, off to the left side, back to Giroux, a shot, he scores! Well, that is exactly what you were talking about, Mickey, something the Red Wings could not afford to do.
Well, you know, you're going to see Giroux, the ex-Red Wing, start to play out, makes the pass to Bobby Hull. What a pass by Hull. He just delays long enough, gets Huber standing still. Jimmy Korn maybe should have come over and tried to take more of Larry Giroux than he did, because by the time Giroux got the return pass from Hull, we'll see it come here. You watch Bobby Hull just hesitate a little bit, gets Willie Huber standing still right there. The little flip pass in through to Giroux, and Korn not quick enough coming over, and Larry just catches the inside of the far goalpost to tie it up at 4-4. But who knows? We may not be done yet, Larry.
We have a little less than 4 minutes left in the game. In the slot, a shot by Jordy Douglas is knocked down. Barry Long goes to the corner, gets it out on the far side. Brought up by George Lyle. Lyle into the Hartford zone, takes it to the corner. His centering pass is knocked away by Lay. Out it goes on the left side. Brought up now by Douglas. Douglas dumps it into the corner. Douglas chases it. Long goes in. Long and Douglas. Gordie Howe takes it out. Gordie in behind. And it's knocked away from him, goes to the fore side, and Lyle picks it up for Detroit. 3-on-2. Right side, LeBrotten. Back it comes to Mahovlich. Shot! Knocked down and covered up by Al Smith. The goal by Giroux was only his second of the season. Hull and Johnson getting the assist, tying the game at 4 apiece at 15:58 of the third period.
Well, Bobby Hull has played a very strong game tonight as well.
Here's another look at the last rush. The pass was behind Lyle out to Mahovlich.
Well, good shot by Mahovlich too, Larry, into the slot area, and Al Smith again just happened to be in the right spot because Mahovlich hit him. That puck isn't on Al Smith's body. I think it's in the net.
3:15 left in the hockey game. It's 4-4. McCourt and Rogers in. Giroux sweeps it to the far side. Huber keeps it in. And knocked down by Huber to Ogrodnik. His shot is high. Cleared the crossbar. Foligno's centering pass is taken by Stoughton. Out it comes on the far side. Marty Howe drives it in. Giroux chases to the corner. Giroux goes in behind along with Korn. Loose puck is controlled by Foligno. Foligno starts it up. Foligno ahead to Ogrodnik. He's turned around and dropped by Gordie Roberts, who comes up with the puck. His lead pass to Rogers too far. Rogers sends it around behind. Comes along the near side now. Stoughton drives it back in. The shot is out of the goal mouth. He leaves it for Huber. Huber flips it to the far side to Foligno. Foligno has it knocked away by Boutet. Now picked up by Huber. 2:22 left in the hockey game. It's tied at 4 each. Smith leaves it behind the net for Sim. Out the right side it comes to Stoughton. Stoughton sends it to the far wing. And brought down the ice by Boutet. His shot knocked down by Bouchard, and he leaves it for Larson. Now he heads along. He tips it up the ice to LeBrotten. He loses it down to Mark Howe. Howe sends it to the far side, comes out to the right point. Larson can't get a shot away. And then Adamski in the corner. His centering pass. LeBrotten is decked in the slot by Mark Howe, and the puck comes out to center ice. Long racing after it, along with Debo. Long sends Debo.
What a save by Vachon. Oh, unbelievable save he made on Bobby Hull.
Everybody in the building thought that puck was going in the net. It was labeled, and Rogie just fired up that left trapper, and bang, he picked that thing right out of midair. This is a patented Bobby Hull shot from the slot. DeBall just knocks the puck right there. Bang, look at that save. Unbelievable. Score tied at 4-4 with 1:41 left in the game. That is one of the finer saves that I've seen Vachon make in his whole career.
It keeps the score at 4-4.
Bobby Hull definitely going to be shaking his head a little bit on that one.
Now the face-off to the right of a shot. Dave Kean is on. Along with Dale McCourt. Larson. He had intent for McCourt too far, and Lay goes back after him. His own end, clears it out immediately. Now Lay flips it to the near side to Mark Howe. Howe with a shot from the blue line, and a blistered shot that Vachon grabbed and held on to with 1:21 left in the game.
The Wings are really not giving Vachon the kind of help that he should be getting in the late stage of this hockey game. I know they're not going to be happy with a 4-4 tie and only get a point out of this, and on the other side, I know Hartford would be very, very happy to come in here and not lose any ground to Detroit. Of course, they are ahead of the Wings by only a single point, so really, it'd be almost like a victory for Hartford just to come out of here with a 4-4 tie.
Face off to Vachon's left. Dave Keon in with Pete Mahavlich. Into the corner. Very long. A shot by Stoughton from the right point, turned away by Vachon. Thrown in behind the net. And Vachon very wisely covers it up as Keon goes tapping it around toward that goal mouth. Following tonight's game, the on-TV feature is There Sex After Death? This movie is intended for mature audiences, so parental discretion is advised. You can hear the fans shouting, Gordy. And there he is. They want him back on the ice. Probably will be back before this game ends. We have 65 seconds left in this third period.
Well, the Wings have really got a critical face-off here, Larry. The Whalers have been hemming them in, and the Wings just can't seem to get anything organized in their own zone.
Willie Huber brings it up. 58 seconds left in the hockey game. Paul Woods into the corner. Woods and Lay. Now brought up by Stoughton. He shoots it out to center ice. Willie Huber has it. Huber gives it to Korn. Out of Woods. Woods drives it back into the Hartford end with 39 seconds left. Lay shoots it out, tipped ahead, intended for Stoughton. He races after it. And Vachon grabs it, flips it to the near side to Woods. 26 seconds left in the game. And it's jammed against the boards. We'll have a big face-off coming up to the left of Rogie Vachon.
Boy, big, I don't know if big is the word for it, but here comes the old master, number 9. Probably going to be in the slot for this face-off.
They're giving him a standing ovation.
Standing ovation because the people here know that I think this is Gordie Howe's last season in the National Hockey League. Will be his last appearance in Detroit. And a very appreciative crowd here at Joe Louis Arena giving Gordie a standing ovation. Tremendous tribute to a tremendous athlete.
And he gave a little wave with his stick, acknowledging the reaction. You see the little tap Mark Howe gave Gordie. You may hear in the background the organist playing for He's a Jolly Good Fellow. Oh, Brodnick picks it up with 19 seconds left in the game. Out it comes to Mark Howe. He flips it off to Gordie Howe. It drives in, and it sails wide to the left. 10 seconds left in the game. 8 seconds long along the near side. 5 seconds. And it's flipped out to center ice, and that'll just about do it. The game is over, and the Detroit Red Wings and the Hartford Whalers have skated to a 4-4 standoff. Here's the way the scoring went this evening. The Whalers jumped off to a 1-0 lead at 7:33 into the first period. Keon's second goal of the season. Douglas and Gordie Howe getting the assist. That's the way it was going to the second period when Ogrodnik scored 2 quick goals for Detroit. His 5th and 6th of the season, 10 seconds apart. His first coming at 12:30, his second at 12:40. Foligno and Nedomansky the assist on the first goal. McCourt and Long on the second, and the Wings led 2-1 going to the third period. But things really picked up in the third period when Huber scored his 16th goal of the season, 32 seconds into the period. Thompson and Korn getting the assist, and it looked like the Wings were off and running. However, Stoughton came back just 9 seconds later to score his 44th goal of the season. Rogers and Boutet getting the assist, make it 3-2, and then Hull tied the game at 3-3 with 6:26 left. 6:26 gone in the third period. Diebold and Johnson getting the assist. McCourt broke that 3-3 tie with his 26th goal of the season. That came 12:19 into the third period. Hogebaum and Ogrodnik drawing the assist. But Giroux tied the game with his second goal of the season at 15:58. Hull and Johnson getting the assist. And that's the way it wound up, a 4-4 tie. In the game, Detroit had 34 shots on goal. Hartford, 28. Our executive producer, Rocky Flitterman.